Continuing straight off from where we left things in episode 1, this is the Sima campaign in the Dance of Heroes scenario, and we have just annexed Yuan Shao. However, we are in a very precarious situation. If we look at our alliances, we are about to have our alliance with Zhang end, which isn't unfixable. I think what we have to do first of all is go donate some gold over to him. We haven't got a huge amount of gold to donate at the same time, but we'll give what we have. Our alliance with Deng Ai is going to end, and there's no fixing that because relations have dropped to normal, but Deng Ai is our next opponent. Aside from our diplomatic scenario, I want to take a look at some of our new officers, that is particularly Yan Liang, Wen Chao and Yuan Shao. Maybe I'll be able to use these in this episode. They are sort of miniature Zhang phase. They both have the reckless trait, Yan Liang and Wen Chao. They both have arrow formation, however Yan Liang has fish and Wen Chao has goose. Other than that, they are quite similar. Yan Liang has overall, so he causes more damage to the morale of enemy units when in combat with them and doing damage to them. He has heroic, which helps him get duels more frequently, and dauntless, so he can't be restrained, which is quite helpful. Reckless, of course, we know what that does. That causes your unit to charge off whenever it sees an enemy opponent. Worst trait in the game, very difficult to play around. However, Yan Liang and Wen Chao are quite powerful, so we'll be able to make use of that. They both have unique tactics. Yan Liang's tactic does damage and lowers morale. Still having difficulty pronouncing that. Apologies for the speech impediment. That's one thing I am going to improve on, hopefully, as this series progresses. Wen Chao's is more defensive. It does damage and lowers assault. However, Wen Chao also has Veteran General, which increases the assault of your nearby allies, so that is particularly useful to have. Especially if you give him goose formation and have him function as a backliner, which is unconventional slightly because of the reckless trait, but it can help. Yuan Shao himself is a reasonably good officer. He has a unique tactic which is very similar to Cao Cao's, but is only affecting himself rather than his allies, so it increases all of his stats to a fairly potent degree, makes him a very powerful unit shortly. He has fish, which is the only formation you really need to use for him. He can be repurposed for a siege weapon, but I think that's a waste of Yuan Shao's abilities. Commanding General makes it so that you do more damage to a city's durability, which situationally comes in handy, but in more instances than not I find you tend to take a city by depleting its troops, as if a city has troops in it, it'll often deploy them to try and defend a city, so you tend not to need to lower durability to 0. His other traits aren't particularly very useful. Haughty does weaken him if he is under 3,000 troops, so that's something to keep in mind. But Yan Liang and Wen Chao are where it's at. We want them to be out in the field, chaining tactics with each other and causing havoc, as they did to ourselves in the previous episode. They are also friends with each other. Yuan Shao, Wen Liang, and Yan Liang, Wen Chao and Yuan Shao are all confidants, so they all synergize with each other quite potently. You can even throw in Yuan Shang, if I can find him somewhere, as a siege weapon, as he does further enhance Yuan Shao's abilities as an individual unit. So that there are our newly acquired officers, and they will hopefully be able to make some difference when... Okay, I'm pausing here because I'm contemplating whether I want to send reinforcements down to Wuling, knowing that our alliance with Deng Ai is about to expire. Okay, so what I have planned in theory, apologies again for the long intro, if I keep Wuling looking weak and vulnerable, I can provoke an attack from Deng Ai. Deng Ai will deploy even though he's only got 16,000 troops in here. If I can defend Wuling with this very limited garrison, I will then be able to launch a counter-attack against Changsha. So that is the state of play. We're about to change over to the next year. This has been a campaign, even though it's only one episode has passed. We've, in game time, past 2 years because of how slowly we have to play. And okay, before I unpause, the strategy, we haven't got any gold. We will have the volunteers event firing every 6 months, which will give us 3,000 troops, so 6,000 troops over a year. We will largely use those volunteers over the next 6 to 18 months to try and go on the offensive against Deng Ai. So are we able to get back up to trusted with 1,000 gold? No. Okay, that's unfortunate. And this is where our alliances are breaking. Oh dear, we have a unification between Gan Ning's force and Zhuge Liang's force. And notably, they don't share a border. So we could have Deng Ai ally with anyone else on the map while we're trying to conquer him. That's something, well, unfortunately... No, they do share a border, sorry. Technically, Xianyang, Changsha and Chaisang do share a border, so they are potentially candidates for unification against us. We do immediately have more volunteers, which is very helpful. This gives us enough troops to potentially defend against Deng Ai when the alliance ends next month. We have some gold to continue donating on diplomatic missions. We really need to get back up to trusted so I can buy an alliance. And I think we will need to try and get the morale up here, back up to 130. In the last episode we changed our administration so that we have level 5 pen and sword, which increases the level of all support policies. The cap is 10. We have our strategist, which has reorganized military level 5. Between Sima Yi's policy, Yuan Shao's policy and Zhu Shuo's policy, we have a level 10 reorganized military, hitting the max morale of 130, which gives us the strongest units possible in the field. We also have a reduction of the amount of supplies we will consume, which is very helpful because we're tremendously poor. So we will... I would like to recruit more troops, but I simply don't believe I have the ability to do right now. I am going to try and teach random strategy tactics to our officers in order to increase our doctrine EXP. Gives us 100 each time. Eventually we'll have enough to rank up to level 2, and that will give us some more flexibility of our policy. Other than that, it's not going to be tremendously busy, so I will cut back when relevant things pop up. Trusted, there we go. I can immediately renew that alliance, which is very important at the moment as we can't afford... Look, we simply do not have the troops to fight a war with Zhonghui, Deng Ai and good old Zhang Ren here. And here's our 2-year alliance. Guaranteed when you're at trusted relations, the AI will always take an alliance with you for as long as you want. Zhang Ren is allegedly coming for us, but what usually happens is they get distracted on the way, go for the port Yidao here against Zhonghui and start fighting him. And Zhonghui is going to be our buffer against the Gan Ning combined with Zhuge Liang force, which is scary, to put it mildly, especially when fighting them over the water. We've ranked up our doctrine through teaching lots of tactics, so at this point this gives us the option potentially of going into domestics if our economic situation is quite difficult. However, I am going to go, of course, for the battle policy because this gives me the highly unconventional option, should I need it, of getting Arrow to level 10. So this means the newly acquired Yan Liang and Yuan Shao, along with my defensive officer Guo Huai, will be quite fearsome as cavalry units. I won't need to do that at the moment, of course, and right now I'd like to concentrate on, if I can, keeping expenses down for my development because I am tremendously poor. And I think this might even give us some transportation. I could go for develop facilities if I wanted to, and this would give us the capability almost of building forts. I could even lower. I could do if I could build. If I could remove the reorganized supply line, I could even do that. But I'll go with develop transport for now, and it'll give me the option of sending reinforcements over from Ling if necessary. As you can see, I've simply not got any gold at the moment. But now that I've reached Doctrine level 2, I can continue using my orders to carry out searches like so, which will hopefully generate me gold in the cities that I can use to recruit troops. And the alliance ends, so we will see how Deng Ai reacts. Okay, so it looks like Deng Ai is deploying for us. So my plan for tackling this hostile area, I've just destroyed his camp down south. My plan for handling this does involve making use of fortifications, but in a slightly different manner. So I'm going to send Sima out with 3,000 troops, and I'm going to have him build. Ooh, okay, I got some gold at least. Some wire ropes by here and here. This will stop the AI from being able to navigate into the port, and much like walls, the AI will never destroy them. And with my remaining troops, I will send out Mountain Warlord himself, Guo Huai, to build an arrow tower. So this should allow us to effectively fight in very favourable terrain. As a very small precaution, I am going to send 5,000 troops up to the city just in case I need them. Looking at where we choose to fight Deng Ai's forces, we've got a few options. At the port, in the water, it's not overwhelmingly favourable. They have 2 supporting areas, we have 2 supporting areas. However, in Gong'an, which is where Guo Huai is situated, I have 4 supporting areas and they only have 1. So while they won't move into this territory, they may choose to fight me in it potentially, especially if I move myself forward as bait, which gives Guo Huai the best possible chance of doing as much damage as possible. And also, looking at the stats of his unit, we're at 700 defense and 1300 assault. I am going to go and, as discussed, beef up the arrow formation so we can see how much of an improvement it makes. We'll let go of our domestic development for a second, unfortunately, as battle dictates that we do this. And I'd like to see how much of a difference we see between these stats now and these stats with the battle policy. Okay, so these stats should update at the end of the turn. 1600 assault, 800 defense, so a fairly meaningful upgrade, and this is with no supporting confidants whatsoever. So this fills me with a fair amount of confidence. So hopefully they do take this bait, as these units are very weak boats, and we should make very short work of them as Guo Huai here. And if I wanted to, I could potentially even look to take a snake unit to surround. I may very well do this. Zhang Limu, your time once again. How many troops do I want to give you? Okay, 2,500. Go sit in the forest, and that way I can look to cut them off if they do decide to engage me, and that will be a good 90. Oh, no, that's not right. So 1,600 troops. Never do maths when you're speaking live. That's generally good guidance because your brain will immediately stop working. But they've got a lot of troops there, which I'm hoping to kill with very minimal casualties. Okay, very, very slowly. I think I'll move over just one. Maybe move over just a follow as well. And I'll get in position to cut them off. And they've taken the bait, and we are taking incredibly favourable trades. Oh, now we're taking no damage at all. And how am I going to do this? You can just move out of the way. I'd like to get Sima in position should the siege weapon land. I'm not going to cut them off yet, because the moment you cut them off they try to retreat, and I want him to make a landing so I can obliterate his unit at the same time. In fact, I will take these, as I got my defense boosted from my tactic, I'll take the slight hit, counting on this unit moving forward one tile. I hope this isn't hurting my pops too much as well. Certainly not going to be doing the port pops any good. Ah, there we are. Perfect. And he's not going to be getting away anytime soon. So now is the time to cut him off and move to Yiyang to take this area and hopefully build some fortifications around it if my gold allows, which is looking reasonably secure. And I may even be able to start recruiting from Ling as well. Let's see if he manages to retreat in time. Probably not. We need to cut him off at this rate. There we go. So we took 400 casualties here, 30 casualties here, so less than 500, and we obliterated, let's say 1500, 1600 troops. They have probably got reinforcements on the way from Guiyang, but that was as satisfying an outcome as we could have hoped for. Slight change of plan, as we do have quite a lot of gold now in Wuling from our searches. I am going to have this army here go to build some defences along the embankment. This should enable me to fight, as we did against Yuan Shao, not in favourable terrain, but not in terribly unfavourable terrain at the same time. Those tiles, as you can see, aren't very good for fighting in, but in this tile, while they do have a lot of reinforcing cores, so do we. Zhang Ren does have an army on the way to us, but it's not what I'd consider a threatening army by any means, and I think I still have, some means of defending myself. So I'm not going to recruit this month. I want to get the morale back up, and I want some gold to play around with. And maybe I'll use the Sima family members that are remaining behind to sort of sit on the embankment, defend it, use the arrow tower for reinforcements, and hold these very weak naval units off. I mean, okay, what am I going to do here? If you can see, I'm building a few walls around this area. That is to cause Deng Ai's next offensive assault to come from inconvenient terrain, which gives me more time to reinforce. But I am very low morale, unless I build a music tower, which I now have the means of doing. No. So I have developed facilities level 5 in place. I could already build music towers regardless. Oh, that's all I needed to know. So Sima, if you would kindly go out into the field with 2,500 troops and perhaps build a music tower. Oh. Maybe instead of deploying that, you just build a music tower here. You can use that to get free morale without needing to pay for the training, so it's not a terrible investment. Provoked, Inferno, Inspire. Keep that to Chukonu, keep that to Disorder. I got the... yeah, she's on her way back, I think. So we'll use the remaining Sima family members to defend Wuling. So, team effort, high intelligence, politics related officers means we can get that music tower up quite quickly. And excellent, that event couldn't come at a better time. So we've now got enough troops to comfortably defend. So you need to get out of the way. You get here. And you build that wall there and there. We'll use the same strategy we've been using previously. Walls, towers, choke points, force the AI to take bad engagements. I think, where would that fall under? Wuling? Yeah, they would get overwhelmed. They'd have no cores reinforcing them as well, so they would have very, very poor stats. Worse than in the port. Okay, it seems to be going according to plan so far. He can only move so quickly. And maybe I can move there and get that wall up before he can move in. That seems reasonable. No, keep him there. Okay, we have someone who is trying to bring the fight to us. Has he got Forest Warlord? He does, so this could be somewhat scary. Could be, anyway. So how am I going to play this? So he can move to there. I need to not fight him in the forest, that's the most important thing. And perhaps I get Guo Hawaii to carry out the surround, which will be harder to do but not impossible. Oh, while she's here I might as well have her go reinforce her sons. No point sending her back into the city, she can participate in this hopefully very easy to win battle. Okay, that's perfect. I've got the choke point set up. He's going to get caught up in it there. I've got my archers firing on him from both sides. What was it, that pop-up that just came up there? Ah! Oh, he's of no concern. Unless... is that... no, that's not a forest, that's a flat. Can't surround him sadly, so I'm just going to have to beat him the old-fashioned way with superior officers. No, here come reinforcements. Maybe I can... build an arrow tower, in which case to give us some support. Okay, so he is no threat at all to us. I'm just going to move everyone out of the way just in case he manages to move into melee range of my archers. So that's secure. And then down south, Ah, what a waste of good tactics in here. We've got a somewhat potent army marching our way. How do I want to play this? I think I want to retreat slightly into the forest and see if he follows me in. Because we are at a massive disadvantage here. We don't have to finish this facility all in one attempt, and we are whittling down. Oh, I think we got a lot of gold here now, which is good. Whittling down Deng Ai. However, Cao Pi is committing himself in all-out war against us. We've got the Shao family coming for us, at least their second tier of officers. Have I got the ability to research terrains? Falling rocks? No. I haven't got research terrain level 5, do I? So I'd have to sacrifice morale to do that. That's not worth it. I'll just fight him in the mountains, cut him off. Guo Huai would have shined here, so maybe I need to clean this battle up and get him to retreat. Meanwhile, talking about cleaning up, we've won this resounding victory here. Again, minimal losses. We took out 4,000 troops and that unit's retreating. We are safe for yet another day. Okay. Bit of damage. Get out of there, Sima. Come on, Sima, you have dash. You can move quicker than everyone else. Get out of there. Thank you very much. Retreat. I think that's enough. They've bloodied our noses. I don't think they'll be coming for a Yang. I think if we retreat, they'll decide to retreat as well.
Simba. 各地发来了报告。
So I couldn't work work out or remember if I have a thrifty officer, which will reduce the amount of supplies I'll be transporting, but I don't think it'll really matter because I'm not transporting troops, so we won't consume a huge amount of food, just in case I have a prolonged battle in the field. There we are, my very menacing, there goes Chongwei, cavalry units backed up by Yuan Shao, who's quite potent in his own right. Okay. I need to make sure they don't get into battle prematurely, so I'll pull them back here, and Yuan Shao has the overseer trait, which I think makes him stronger if he's fighting over a core, which is a trait that never ever comes into effect, but this time it may very well do so. So, Guo Huai. You will have the job of trying to cut off these units. Good luck. That's all I can say, really. And this is what I'm worried about. If they attack from Guiyang, I will have nothing left to defend against. Huh, okay. Well, I definitely need some arrow towers to stop that from happening again. Okay. There we are, it's a slight buff on the core. Now, these units are very weakened from travelling across the mountain and having their morale hit. So I don't want to get too close. And I wonder, can we build a camp? Yes, we can, so I'll point you free to do initially, and then Yuan Shao, you wait there. And if the enemy gets close, they will have their reckless trait trigger, and they'll stop building the camp and then march out and attack these units. It'll be interesting to see how well this battle goes. More so than what's happening over there. Oh, okay, never mind, it's already triggering. Okay. Brilliant. One unit down. Okay, this isn't good. This isn't very good. Yuan Shao is, however. So I'm going to have to move him off of the core because these units are engaging prematurely. Okay, talking about prematurely, I was not expecting to provoke that level of a reaction from Deng Ai, who is, well, we're seeing Deng Ai deploy himself, which is quite something. So I can get a camp up and start working on that, and we'll see if I can beat Deng Ai and his son Deng Chong. They are going to be fearsome, but there is always a way. Okay, all well so far. Oh, fire arrows is always the worst. We're taking heavy damage here. This is not a clean fight by any means, but it's not a fight where we're going to lose Ling Ling necessarily either. But we are going to take a lot of damage to our troop reserve. So I need some sort of dual or chain tactic to activate here to stop Yuan Shao from dying, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. One more taken is dead. That's very, very unfortunate, as I now have lost Veteran General, which is going to limit the amount of damage I'm doing. Oh, who did that? Volley? Yeah, that must have been Cao Pi. Ah, and there we are. We're taking heavy losses. Deng Ai to Wuling, Ganning to Wuling. I am 1500 assault.
有命令吗？
I'm going to have to attack him, kill him, and then retreat. I think that's the only way I can salvage this. Deng Ai is doing the only thing I think that could actually cause him to lose this battle. I am not going to necessarily complain.
你找我吗？
So if I can shift over into the woods, he's going for Gongnan,
在这里，请教有事吗？
and I'll just have him cut off, I suppose.
有何贵干？
Which is
我明白了。
ludicrous, but hmm.
什么事？
I mean, this is an even weaker place for him to fight than. Huh.
请交给我吧。什么事？明白。
我在这里，
Where he was aiming for previously. So
立即着手。
Deng Ai might be gifting me a huge blow to his number of troops. And how many troops are you even recruiting here, Deng Ai? 800. So that is quite similar to what we're less than what we're recruiting. So we're doing okay. Okay, I should be able to kill Cao Chen and retreat in time. Oh, these arrows are going to do a bit of damage to us. There we go, start retreating please. Okay. Okay, that's not good. Okay, I forgot about duels, as I always do. Okay, we got him confused. Good, good, good. It's only Deng Ai.
请您过
I
目。
say that he is tremendously powerful.
是。我明白了，
That only is doing a lot of heavy lifting.
无声短记。
And he's very strong too. Why has he got a lot of defense? Is he fighting in terrain that belongs to us? Is he fighting in terrain that belongs to him? No. Must be my port. Yes. I sadly cannot cut him off. I just don't have the means of doing so, because I don't have the boat technology to go across there. So we just have to hope we can brute force this, and hope that Cao Pi decides that he isn't going to march on the city, because he's only got two very weak boost formation officers left. Okay. Ooh, that's a painful volley. Ah, that's what I needed. That's exactly what I needed. Right. See, these chain tactics are far more likely to fire because we've got 5 officers worth of tactics for his 1. And that is very, very, very helpful. I'm happy about that. Not happy about that, mind you. Has he got... No. We should be able to kill him this turn, and then sadly deal with the never-ending onslaught. So is he going to go for the port? Can I potentially cut him off? He's actually got boat technology as well. Oh, of course he does, because he is... Oh, he hasn't got arrow. Don't like doing this, but much intelligent man. I am going to have to hope he goes for the port, and I can cut. Goes through this little choke point, goes through the port, and I can cut him off. I don't even know if. Don't even know if I can. This is going to be a very, very strong and fearsome unit, and we are in some trouble. Not from the south though. I think we've recovered from that mishap.
感谢你。
Not recovered, but we can fight him off, even if we have to then retake Xi'an. It's far from a fatal blow. This, however, is a very potent blow. Who's his morale?
马上开始，击败敌军。
And is he gonna come for us? Maybe? Don't actually know what Jiang Wei is doing, but yes I do. He's going for the port, but he's taking the awkward way around. Not sure I agree, but you know, that's what he wants to do then. That's what he's gonna do. As for Cao Pi, Yuan Shao go. Why? How many troops have I got left? 2,000. Oh, this is incredibly dangerous, but I need a quick victory, so the cavalry are going to march out and hopefully be able to wipe out Cao Pi before he can do too much damage to us.
哦，感谢。动身吧。感谢你。走吧。 不胜短计。出发。轻敌了。
Okay, Sima is dead. And they're sending a much weaker force this time around.
请您过目。
Not that we have the troops
有什么事吗？
that we need.
说是。明白了。
Wuling's retreating, I think. We've gained one area, not even a tile, but an area. However, Deng Ai is back down from 40,000 troops to 23, so it hasn't been without any success. Okay, well, Jiang Wei, he is taking damage from an arrow tower. I don't quite understand what they're doing, to be completely honest with you here. But, understanding or not, is he just going to march towards the city? And okay, quite possibly. Have I got anyone reliable? No. So Chongli Mu, I suppose I'll just use whoever I've got who's my best arrow formation officer. Dialing. Kill Jiang Wei and then retreat, and he's not got the stats to really fight us off. What an odd what an odd battle. Now Shahoba has Annihilator, so he can actually be very dangerous, but my main army will be back
各地发来了报
before
告。
we have to fight him. So he may be dangerous, but not that dangerous when fighting us in Wuling, when we're on our home territory. So Wuling has decided to retreat, so I can just take the port back. Meanwhile, my two developmental experiments, Chenyang and Chong, up to 45,000 pops and 38,000 pops, so they've nearly doubled in size, so we are doing quite well. Switch that over to agriculture. Oh, might as well keep that on agriculture then for now. So these areas are part of the reason Wuling is such a good troop income at the moment, even with units that are in the fields and not optimal for recruiting. There we are, that's much better. And I will have Sima quickly, vantage ground, and dash, march in, get that, march back in. March out, march in, and down south. By the time he arrives, we'll be back up to 10,000 troops, and this will be a much easier battle to fight, even if we did lose a good chunk of our army. So has Cao Pi. It's a shame marching through the mountainous terrain is extremely painful, because we'd have an opportunity to counter-attack otherwise, but it is what it is. Deng Ai is at it again with a less prominent officer, Yuan Shao. So, if he's going to throw away troops, as he did before, we are not going to decline the opportunity to take them. This area is never going to be particularly well developed because it's a battleground, even if it has plenty of troops for now. Same as our port. But Chong and Shenyang are probably going to hit 50,000 troops, and that will be particularly helpful. As we did before, I'm going to send the army back out for Yiyang, and we may be able to deploy, well, bait Deng Ai into yet another, not hopeless battle, but battle will be quite difficult for him to win. As for Cao Chen down south, I think we do what we did before. Oh, he's wounded. Okay, that's unfortunate. Well, I guess these three are back at it then. And we hope to just... I suppose... we just hope to beat him through tactics and duels potentially. And then we have a free siege weapon and some, you know, much weaker units to clean up. And this is annoying, but if I... oh, wait, is he going to go north, though? No, he's not, he's just going for Yiyang. But if I build an arrow tower or two there, that will stop these arrow formation officers from, you know, marching in and taking the area without casualties. We're looking now. I don't want them to get into combat too soon. Like I did last time, I really want to fight with Yuan Shao on the area itself, but I'm probably not going to be that lucky. No, and the worst outcome, only one deploys at a time, and he takes a charge tactic. So there we are. Charge, charge, charge. Charge, charge, charge. Catch up and try to save Yuan Shao before he takes too much damage. This is actually a surprisingly strong arrow unit with no support in an area that he isn't. Well, he's got some support, but... oh, okay. Wasn't expecting that. But he's a threat. And these units are very far behind. Oops. What administration does Deng Ai have to make that officer so strong? Arrow level 4, that's it? Well, I'm amazed that that cavalry unit is so powerful. I suppose it does have 3 surrounding areas supporting it. But he could actually do a huge amount of damage to Sima before these people arrive.
白。有什么问题？
God, I really wish I had the boat technology though.
谨遵命令。是，尽管吩咐，我知道了。
No, you don't want to go there.
请交给我吧。
Okay, so we did lose Yuan Shao again.
怎么了？
You sit on that
交给
court.
你找我吗？
You march
好
back.
的。怎么了？交给我吧。
And how are you doing? And now you're wounded. Okay, the Ling hospital must be quite occupied at the moment. Is he going to come for me? Is he going to retreat? He's going to retreat.
发动猛攻！
No, he's going to take my camp out on the way. Which is
我有事禀告。
terribly
命
rude.
令。静息一。有什么问题吗？有什么事吗？您找我吗？
Just being extra careful here as I need to be.
谨遵命。有事吗？是。
有什么问题吗？我知道了。
So he's still... No. Is he retreating? Oh, what's going on here? Sorry about this. Okay, that was strange. My camera was going out of control, but some of those units are retreating and some of them are not. I don't quite understand why. He is completely retreating.
找我吗？
So this was a unnecessary deployment. But maybe we can move over to Luo and make some progress there. If we can make this a foothold for fighting on Changsha. Oh wait, no, never mind. He's got bigger fish to fry than myself.
遵命令。什么事？我明白了。我要校对。全军出击！
No, he's retreating. After all that marching through the mountains, half their morale gone.
各地发来了报告。
He's decided, no, we aren't going to fight this. Quite amusing. It's going to be costing him a lot of supplies as well. But it's okay. We survived for another day on both fronts. I would very much like to make an alliance with Ganning, but I simply don't have the gold. I need about 20,000 spare, and that's not going to come very easily. Okay. This makes Luo slightly safer in a way if we're going to conquer it.
各地发来了报告。
It depends on how far Ganning is going to take this assault. He's got... Well, Deng Ai sending reinforcements over. There is an opportunity here for me, I know it. I just need to be able to time it right, because we have a long march to go through to Changsha. Okay, and there, Ganning just has it out for me. It looks like Ganning's going to retreat, but oh no, are they going to get caught in this battle?
请您过目。
I win regardless of who comes out on top from that battle, so I'm quite happy with either outcome. And I think Ling is safe for now. Well, for an emphasis on for now. Okay, it was a very easy victory for Deng Ai there. Ganning gave up and retreated, so no big Changsha doesn't affect me unless it spreads. Changsha has a big harvest, that does affect me, that's actually very good. No it doesn't, that's Changsha. Never mind. I get some more volunteers. So I am up to 26,000 troops. If I can get this city back up to 30,000 troops, I think I will be in a position where I can make my own offensive against Changsha. Here he goes again. I should have built an arrow tower last time I talked about it. I didn't do it, but I'm definitely going to do it this time.
请您过目。
So I'll just send Sima out. with 6,000 troops this time. And we are going to go build
出征，
some fortifications. Same situation, I deploy, he retreats. So we are going to get these fortifications built up this time to get rid of these shenanigans. Okay, slightly unexpected development. Deng Ai attacked from the south
各地发来了报告，
by a very, very weak unit that will not stand a chance against him. While Cao Pi is miraculously back up to 30,000 troops, probably with his only level 5 prepare register. But frustrating. We've made no progress there, sadly. But we've demonstrated if we have 20,000 troops, we can defend against it reasonably easily. And just to give a glimpse as to what I'm
什么事？
planning to build here. Catapult towers.
知道了，
Haven't used them in a very, very long time, and let's see if they are as helpful as I recall them being. So Deng Ai is letting me establish fortifications around Luo, which is brilliant because he is down to 9,000 troops thanks to that distraction in Guiyang.
请您过目。
Very, very helpful distraction, which I'm grateful for, but also annoyed about.
我
I
知
should
道
have seen that coming.
有事吗？
Always disciplined, I can take the fort. Both Sima Yi and his son, well, he's restrained, but they're both like immune to being, what should I say, put under disorder. Come on, Sima Yi, re-establish the supply line if you will be ever so kind. Nope, not something I can do in
我
one
有事
turn,
禀告，
naturally.
有什
Okay,
么事吗？
just keep doing that, patrolling the supply line
你找我
while
吗
your？son secures the port.
交给我吧。
There we are, not too bad. And in one more turn I'll have the port and I cannot be cut off, so I can go back to building. How was I building these? Yeah, like that will be good.
是。好吧，
So Deng Ai has let me construct this little forward base. I am going to retreat into the city, redeploy a larger army, and I'm hoping I can then make a meaningful assault on Changsha. So he's taking it back, but look at that catapult guy. He's trying to take it back. He's probably not going to make it to the area, so that's very helpful. And in fact, if he walks to there to try and attack the catapult, it's going to be under assault from the other catapult. So they reinforce each other, which will give me enough time to get Sima Yi and Sima Shi back into the city, and will deploy a meaningful assault force for Changsha. Very satisfying. And I think this is how fortifications are designed to be played with in this game. You use them to sort of reinforce areas that you want to keep a hold of. So you don't necessarily need to make a all-out assault for the enemy all in one go. Here he goes again. He is just feeding troops into my siege weapon formations. And I feel like I'm almost abusing the AI with how easy this is. But you're in extreme difficulty and you have to abuse the AI if you're going to win. And I want to win. Also, I am now at over 50,000 troops, so I can no longer get any more volunteers, meaning I very much have to lose some troops if I'm to continue receiving volunteers.
现在出发。
Okay, he's sending a larger unit now, so they are going to make it. They won't be deleted, but will they try to attack the catapult, in which case they may find themselves destroyed. And this has weakened the enemy somewhat for my assault, and one more turn I'll be back up at max morale, and I'll be able to deploy. Gosh, he is still going for it. the dual catapult formation putting in work. So this is the army I'm going with the notable. Oh, I'm gonna have to make you. I am going to have to make you a general if I'm to do this. He's not the strongest of. Oh, where am I? Cao Tai. He's not the strongest of siege weapon officers, but he is a confidant of Sima. So he will do. So we know how this goes. Max strength Sima, 6,000 troop tower. Max strength Sima Zhou, 1,000. They have the right tactics, and oh, he doesn't even have a tower. He's an awful siege weapon. No, okay, I won't use him. I'll send Hao Chao back from Ling Ling. We'll deploy him in a turn's time. But this will be my initial assault force. So we're going to deploy that. However, part of this is good old Zhang Mu in snake formation is going to secure this area here. So the city will only have one surrounding cores when I march on it. I'll have to be careful because Gui Yang can deploy for me, but I think I can navigate that. And Hao Chao, there you go. And he's sending more and more. This is almost painful to watch. And these units will move very slowly, so he will not get to the catapult by the time he is destroyed. Hopefully, in theory, anyway. And now that Hao Chao is here, I don't think I'll probably even need this siege weapon, but just in case. There's no harm in it, apart from the fact it's going to take 3 months to arrive. Is he gonna go for the catapult? Is he still moving forward? Yes, very slowly. There's no way he's gonna make it there. Oh, maybe he will. Maybe he'll do so. Oh, he's doing damage to it. And the catapult has fallen. But not before I did a huge amount of damage to his troops. So that catapult was very cost efficient for us. We've made it back ashore, and we are going to rebuild that catapult as it worked out being worth every penny we spent on it. The AI is telling me that Zhang Ren is deploying for me, but I am not too certain about that. And I'll explain why in a second. So you can see here, he looks to be marching down towards Jianling. He could, of course, take a detour and, you know, head immediately south, but I can't really see that happening. However, Deng Ai is sending reinforcements out, so I'm going to have to be very careful here. I think I'll do the usual build a wall strategy. And then perhaps I'll try and build a catapult on the embankment to defend this area, much like I did with Changsha. Okay, maybe not. He is heading south. The distraction is working to a limited extent. Get out of there, get out of there. So I'm going to have my guy retreat. And we will get in position outside of the city. Fortunately, we'll probably be in the swamp, but Changsha is a very swampy region in this game. Not sure how well that reflects reality, but that is how it is in game. Is he still? No, retreating worked. He's not going to come for me. He thinks, hold on, our city's in danger. Let's go fight Sima instead. So I'm quite happy with this result.
遵命令。
These are very expensive, the catapults. They do have their flaws,
好吧，
but well worth the cost, as we saw.
知道。嗯，
I wonder, in fact, can I build a camp? No, I cannot. Oh well.
您找我吗？
So you go
我知
there.
道了。是，
You
好
go
吧，
there.
您找我吗？我明白了。
是，
And
尽
you
管吩咐。
go here.
我明白了。
Okay, he's taken the bait with a very ineffective ring formation unit. I'm quite happy about that. So he's just not going to do any damage to me. What a waste of 7,000 troops.
出发！会敌军。
I just have to be careful my frontliners don't become, well, my backliners don't become frontliners. So I'd like to fight on held terrain, so if you could move
明白
back,
了。您找我吗？
you could move back
我知
there,
道了。是，
you could move back there,
请交给我。
and
我
you
是
can just sort of sit around here.
遵命。有命令吗？
And yep, you sit and build that catapult.
展现实力。
Okay, surprise attack, Sima's surprised, and there we are, there's Sima's chain tactic and the chain gear lowering their morale. Why is, oh yeah, that's,
我有事禀告。
I can't fight them on my own terrain now because the surprise tactic has taken place.
谨遵命令。怎么了？
So I just have
我
to
明白。怎么了？
kill them the normal way.
交给我吧。
Very disappointing. Do I want to overextend?
有命令吗？
Do I want to overextend? Why not?
明白了。
Incredibly risky, but we're going to do it. Okay, we are winning this quite easily.
接军，冲啊！
He's going to move in. Ah, he's done it again. I wish I had a horse to see me.
火焰，我想
Do not be captured. That's okay, I'm injured, which doesn't help.
我有事禀告。
But we can afford to be injured. You still won't be able to go toe to toe with this army.
有命令吗？
Is that a swamp? No, it's a highway. Move there. Soon enough, we will have the city.
合适。
Just want to do it in a way that doesn't get my guy cut off. It's annoying that I have to do it like this, but we've all seen what happens. Okay, good. One down. I'll probably have some tactics fire right at the end, as it usually happens. No. Conventional victory, and we have Deng Ai's son as our prisoner. That's a very, very nice bounty. So what we do now, we move everyone towards the city.
我知道。您找
The
我吗？
archers get in supportive range, but not.
立即着手。
是。请交给我。怎么了？
Okay, you are going there, but not in range where they take damage.
有何贵干？请交
And
给
let's
我
hope
吧。
this works out. Yeah, I don't think the AI recognises that it has enough troops to defend itself, so it's just going to let the attrition do the damage. And
我的雄才大略。
oh, you've moved into range in the city. I didn't want that. Okay, so he is going to give me some food or gold. Only his son. I'll take the food if it's all the same. Never mind. Okay. Well, his son is his second best officer, so I'm not going to complain about that. And maybe I should build a catapult here to make the defense that much more secure. Anyway, how we do this, Yuan Shao goes first. He is going to sit on the port. Yan Liang and Wen Chao are just going to hang out. Nope. By the music tower. And how many troops? 3,000 left. Go Hawaii, in which case he will be in reserve. Should any flanking maneuvers be necessary.
即刻出征！
Okay, out you go.
我有士兵到。
What I don't want is these units fighting in the ocean. So I'm going to wait for... Oh, not only am I going to wait, can I build a catapult? No, but you can without getting baited by recklessness. So I'm going to have a catapult built. No, it's going to have to be by there then. See if that works.
怎么了？好吧，
And just
有什么
move
事
them
吗？
ever so slightly closer, just in case it's needed. Zhang actually is deploying for us, so I am going to defend against him, as I find that very annoying. And here, they are just sort of dancing around. Again, I don't have an explanation for what they're trying to do, but what I can do with these guys is build a catapult. Here will do.
好吧，
And Zhang, he is getting in. Oh, I assume he's injured. How do I want to do this? Probably with Sima anyway. Oh, I know what I need over here. The wife.
前进！
So Sima Sima Shi, Yuan Shao. That'll do. So one can go there. Yeah, how about you be the frontliner? You try to go there. You go here. You go here.
都跟我来！
Okay, so he's deciding to... Is he retreating? No, he's still going for Yuan Shao. I just think, oh, they're trying to launch that way. That's okay.
我着住，
Shenpei refuses to join us once
请
again.
您过目。
And to cut to the... Ah,
什么事？
well, that's silly.
我明白了。是。我明白了。什么事？
I'll let him...
知道了。是。谨遵命令。您找我吗？
I'll let him do that, and Sima you can just cut him off. Okay, he's made a mistake.
看招！
As has he. As have they all. And if I quickly go... Yep. Go east, the catapult was too juicy a target for Zhang to ignore.
进军来日再报。
And he's going to get caught up there. In catapult range.
各地发来了报告。
His supplies cut off.
是。
And we are going to do damage.
好吧，有什么问题吗？
Don't know who you are. Liu Yao, Liu Yao. You're not going to be too helpful. And then by the time they come back, we can turn around and deal with this other assault from Ganning. He's coming at us from all angles. Okay, Yan Liang, you get in there, help out Yuan Shao.
我的刚勇能粉碎一切。
Not that he's going to need it for too much longer. But Yan Liang's going to go for a swim, unfortunately. I'm deeply concerned. No, he's not. Yeah, Yuan Shao is, though.
我有事禀告。看招！什么事？
Well, that is highly
知道了
unfortunate.
我在这儿。交给我吧。是。 好吧，
But what can we do? Liu Yao isn't being as effective as he probably hoped.
出击！
And he's dead. And we captured him. Brilliant. And then Zhu Shang dead too, and if we look west... Not captured, that's okay. So these two are probably going to choose to retreat now. If they don't, well, they're lost. So I'll ask Yan Liang to retreat if he will have the discretion to do so, to avoid him dying. And then we'll call it an episode. And he's retreating, excellent. As will Zhang Ren shortly. Go on, leave, thank you very much. So not a bad result all in all.
我有士兵到。
Ganning's marching to... oh yeah, of course. There's one more assault, but I'll leave that for the next episode. We successfully defended the port. Are we back underneath 50,000 troops? No, we're not, so we're still not in a position to be getting volunteers. Deng Ai is looking perilously weak. Not that this force is going to break him, of course. In fact, if we get...
明白了。
make sure we have overseers everywhere, yeah, so if we get this city's morale back up, Cao Pi is, I don't know, doing his thing. He might take Nanhai. Oh, he's going to cut these guys off. Wow, that is a mistake. Guiyang will still be ours for the taking, so I'll bring these people back in. I will be able to, hopefully very early on in the next episode, finish off Deng Ai. This has been a huge episode. I'll just check before we end it. Are any of these officers low loyalty? We may even be able to do a little bit of recruiting. So for the next episode, to summarise in this episode, we managed to take Changsha after about 3 years of in-game time. But in the next episode we will be able to take out Guiyang and hopefully acquire all of Deng Ai's officers, as long as he doesn't unify with somebody. Looking at you, Liu Bei, looking at you, Ganning. So, hope you've enjoyed this episode. It was very defensive up until it wasn't. Catapults seemed to be what turned the tide for us. And if you are enjoying this series, please leave a comment telling me if you do so, and if you don't like it, by all means, leave a comment telling me it's awful. Either way, feedback is appreciated. Thank you.